We had been best friends since we were 5. Everyone knew that she and I were in love, but we did not. I met Julia when her family moved into the house next door. My mother, determined to be neighborly, made me bring over a giant plate of chocolate chip cookies. I found Julia sitting on her front steps, wearing a fierce frown that made her look older than 5. She was miserable about leaving her old friends behind in New Jersey. I told her she could share my friends if she wanted. She looked me up and down, squinted, and declared that girls had cooties. Offended, I took the entire plate and dumped the cookies on her head. The moment she laughed, we were inseparable. That incident established the tone for the next 16 years: easy chaos, absolute proximity, and complete, shared denial. For the rest of our childhood, everything was experienced as a unit: Thomas and Julia. We were an institution in our small town, our names spoken together, so often they felt like a single noun. I walked her to school every morning, even through high school, when the guys on the baseball team gave me endless grief about it. I never missed a single one of her art shows, and she went to every single one of my baseball games, even the away ones that required 3-hour bus rides. She had a whole routine where she would paint my jersey number, 11, on her cheek and scream louder than any of the actual girlfriends in the stands. People would constantly ask if we were dating, and we would both laugh until we cried, rolling our eyes like the suggestion was genuinely absurd. We were not boyfriend and girlfriend. We were simply Thomas and Julia, which was somehow bigger and smaller at the same time. It was a dynamic of such intense comfort and security that the thought of changing it felt like an existential threat. Our intimacy was built not on romance, but on shared humiliation and knowledge. She had seen me at my most physically awkward through braces, severe acne, and that infamous period in 7th grade when I thought I was cool for listening exclusively to emo bands. I, in turn, had seen her through the chickenpox, her unfortunate perm sophomore year, and the tearful burial of her 3rd grade hamster. How could you date someone who had helped you dispose of small, deceased rodents? It felt impossible to cross a line that had been so actively avoided and defended for so long. We convinced ourselves that growing up together made us basically siblings, creating an emotional force field against any romantic thought. The first real threat came with college. I got into State University for engineering, a big campus an hour away. Julia went to the art school 40 minutes in the opposite direction for graphic design. The physical distance was the first real variable introduced into the equation of our lives. I found myself calling her when I felt overwhelmed by my complex thermodynamics labs.